So my video on how Cubeworlds Progression system is bad got quite a few views. But I want to say this, anyone can complain, but it doesn't matter if you can't follow through and offer a better alternative. So let's get into how to fix this game's flaws. But before I get into that, I'm going to use this quick little moment to say, hey, if you want to talk about Cubeworld freely, either positively or negatively, please come join my Discord, links down below, and if you join before I hit 100 subs, you get a cool name. See you there. Anyways, let's start with the basics. Gear resetting. How do we fix that? Simple. Gear is tied down to power levels. These were in the alpha and were essentially just another number behind your actual level, and it was pretty meaningless in the long scheme. But this is the key to making the game feel better to play. By tying this number to the overall gear level and scaling enemy stats up with it, it would make you feel like you're progressing and getting stronger equipment, rather than losing all your equipment when you go into a new zone. Hell, you could even make it so that when you go into a new zone with yellow gear, it starts at green level gear in that zone. And we're going to get into that a little bit too, because I'm sure some people are wondering, well, how will yellow gear be less strong or as strong as green gear in the new zone? That doesn't make sense. And you're right, that wouldn't make a lot of sense, but I'm here to make it make sense right now. You see, power level is the overall strength in the entire game. That's how strong it is within the realm of the entire game, rather than just your area. While gear level is specific to a set area, say if I'm in a specific zone and I get green gear, it's green gear within that zone, but that green gear could be as strong as golden gear in another zone depending on where I got it from, as well as its power level. Now the thing about this that can kind of make this problem a little bit exploitable and this system a little bit exploitable is the fact that somebody can just give you really high level gear that's high level and power level, allowing you to just destroy the zone that you're in. But that's still kinda doable in the base game as of right now. You still have ways that you can just drop gear that give you really good stats. I mean, the only real way to fix this problem is to tie power level to actual levels. And people don't really seem to like that idea, but I think it's fine as long as it's done properly. This would force people to actually have to explore in order to equip their better gear. They can't just buy better gear and be good with that. You actually have to take the time to explore the world and do some of the quests to actually get some of the gear that you want, or at least be able to use it. This again creates another progression system that is built around exploring, as well as doesn't directly penalize you for exploring. On top of that, I think that artifacts should stay pretty much untouched for this experiment or theoretical version of the game, because I think that they're fine. I just think that one of the things that could be added is they give combat bonuses sometimes. Not really good ones or high level ones, but just small ones, things like either really small permanent buffs or even potentially little elemental attacks that have a chance to, proc and create more damage when you hit somebody, and it has that 1% chance to actually do the thing that you want it to do. And while we're on it, let's talk about region locking the travel items. These items being the glider, the boat, and the reins. These three items are not things that should be locked, because again, the bane of exploration is making it hard and slow to do. Like, imagine if in Breath of the Wild you had to walk everywhere. I'm gonna say this right now, it would suck, and it would not be fun. The fact that you can tame horses and ride them across the entire map, or use your glider to get very good distance in the game, that helps out a lot with the game's game feel and overall exploration incentive, and you get progressively stronger as you go through the game and collect, say, spirit orbs from temples. Basically the same thing as artifacts in Cubeworld if you think about it. The only difference is a lot of these artifacts in Cubeworld are relegated to upping your travel speed for a lot of things. This would be fine if you didn't have region-locked travel items. It makes traveling a pain in the ass, and it makes getting the travel items even more of a pain in the ass. So we're gonna do this. Make them a money sink. Money sinks are common in RPGs, and they sort of make it a way to sort of make sure that you don't float $1 million in money while you're in the early game, you know what I mean? It allows you to sort of spend and dump your money into things that can help you and are just, you know, overall convenience things. This would be travel items, because travel items aren't necessary to play the game, they're just convenient. That being said, a lot of the other items, like the Divine Harp, the Travel Spirit, or the Treasure Spirit is what it's called, all these other items that allow you to get into secret areas, those can be region specific and region locked, and I think that's fine and actually kind of fair. There are lots of lore reasons that you could say are the reason for that. But logistically, if I'm sailing on a boat and I get to a new zone in the ocean and my boat disappears, it just doesn't make sense. Logically and even gameplay wise, it just does not make sense. Now I know people are probably wondering, well, what about plus gear that's already in the game? How would you fix that, or how would you change that? And here's the thing, I think plus gear is a good idea in concept, but I want to tweak it a little bit and make it a little bit more special. Plus gear are one-of-a-kind pieces of gear. They give you one random spirit bonus from, say, the alpha. You know, the lifesteal or the fire crit or whatever that thing is. Just a random elemental buff or damage dealing effect that can make the game a lot more interesting when you find these rare one-of-a-kind items. It makes you want to hold on to them a bit more. Also, I think that these plus gears should be able to level with you. You can take the time to upgrade them, but it takes a lot of resources to actually upgrade them, depending on what gear level they're at. This would, again, incentivize progression and exploration, because hey, I need diamonds to upgrade my fucking epic wand of owning. How do I do that? Well, I go find diamonds in the mines, or I go find a gnome that sells them. There's lots of ways to get diamonds, and there's lots of options for you to actually go and get materials to upgrade. And I think that's really cool and a really good way to incentivize upgrading these plus gear items rather than having these items that are just not really, let's just say they're not interesting in the slightest. They just give you a bonus in the next area that you go to. But this has been my talk about how to fix the Cube World game, and if you liked it, you should like, comment, and subscribe for more. I'm totally willing to do other videos on other games, and I actually want to leave this to you guys. I'm not going to be able to make Cube World content on this fixing the game stuff forever, so if you want to see me talk about a specific game, tell me in the comments. Honestly, I'm curious to see what games you want me to talk about. But I'll see you then. Have a great day. Good night.